y'all, it's Maddie here. Today we're talking about the external environment, including things like economics, politics, and even trends that can affect the profitability of a university. So let's break it down University of Tennessee style. Go Vols! So for starters, what even is the external environment? The external environment refers to all of the outside forces and factors that can affect an organization's profitability, performance, decision-making, and long-term successes that are all outside of the organization's control. The external environment is usually broken down into two main parts. There's the general environment, which are the broad factors that affect all of the organizations inside of an industry. And then there's the industry environment, which is specific external forces that directly affect an organization's operations. Let's first take a look at the general environment, the large factors that shape UT's profitability. For starters, there's the demographic factor. UT's profitability is influenced by who is actually attending college. If there's changes in high school graduation rates, there's changes in student diversity, an increase in adult learners, these are all going to shape a different enrollment at the university. Also, if there's more out-of-state students, like I was, or international students, this is going to bring in higher tuition. UT must invest in exclusive programs and flexible learning opportunities in order to stay appealing to a wide student base. Next are economic factors. When our economy is strong, more students are going to be able to afford tuition, donors are going to have more flexibility to give, and funding for research is going to increase. However, when inflation or tuition costs rise, or the student loan rate increases, enrollment and revenue for the university is going to take a hit. UT has to balance their affordability while still being able to cover their costs. It's also important to consider political and legal factors. Changes in education funding, tuition policies, or laws like Title IX directly affect UT's budget and their operations. When Tennessee lawmakers increase their support for higher education, UT is able to expand their programs. But in the same sense, when funding is cut or new regulations are voted on, this can limit their growth. Next are sociocultural factors. Students today care about mental health, inclusivity, and career readiness when it comes to why they're choosing a university. This means that Tennessee has to invest more in counseling, DEI initiatives, and job placement services and industry relationships because that is how students are going to get jobs after they graduate. It costs more money to build these sectors, yes, but it also builds the university's reputation and increases student satisfaction, which then is going to attract more applicants. Now we have technological factors. Technology is changing everything. From online learning opportunities to AI-driven tutoring, Tennessee must keep up in order to stay competitive. Investing in tech upgrades and cybersecurity measures is going to be expensive. However, it's going to improve student experience and their overall security. From a global standpoint, UT feels the effects of global trends. International enrollment, research partners, and study abroad programs are all what connects UT to the world. Global issues like economic downturn and political tensions can impact funding and the demand. It's important that UT builds but also maintains their worldwide international relationships and global research ties to protect their reputation but also their long-term profitability. And lastly, for the general environment is the sustainable physical environment factor. UT has put a significant emphasis on sustainability with recycling programs, green buildings, and environmental research. These projects boost the image of the university and attract eco-conscious students, which then indirectly supports their long-term profitability. Now let's talk competition. Unfortunately, the University of Tennessee doesn't just exist in the bubble of Eastern Tennessee or SEC football, but it's a part of the higher education industry for students receiving grants and donations. The first factor of the industry environment is rival schools. UT competes with other big public universities like the University of Alabama, the University of Georgia, the University of Kentucky that are all inside the SEC, as well as other in-state schools. To stand out, Tennessee emphasizes its strong engineering and business programs, as well as their school spirit, their sports environments, and their Greek life. The University of Tennessee, like many others, relies on multiple streams of income, from tuition to research grants to athletics to donations. That's how they make their money. If a donor drops giving or funding becomes harder to win, profitability is going to take a hit. The next factor is student demand. When demographics shift, like fewer high schools graduates or changes in student interest, Tennessee has to adapt their program offerings and marketing to attract new students. For example, they can create flexible online options to attract students who would prefer that. Lastly, for the industry environment is partnerships. UT partners with local businesses, state agencies, corporate partners, and nonprofits, all for the benefit of their students. These collaborations boost research funding and job placement, which helps keep UT competitive and profitable. The University of Tennessee's profitability is not just reliant on tuition or football games, but about how well it adapts to the ever-changing world around it. From economic trends to technological advances and changes in student culture, UT has to keep evolving in order to stay strong and stay successful. If you guys enjoyed hearing about this business breakdown of the Big Orange Country, please leave a like in the comments.